Hello, dear viewers. Once again, we are with you with our program Canadian Politics. And today we are pleased to have Madam Shama Chopra with us in our studios. And she's from the Conservative Party, and her riding is Papino. Welcome to our studios.
Thank you, sir.
And there are a few questions, and I think you'll make it for our viewers. And the first question is that what inspired you to join politics?
Let me share with you and with my viewers. Politics, our Prime Minister Harper shown a lot of confidence in cultural communities, and that makes me very much happy, and he wants me to join the politics. And 2 years before, I was the victim of Northwest 253, and I've been visited a lot of ministers. And that time, I talked to them and I said, look, our Southeast Asian community, nobody is representing fairly, and Southeast Asian communities are divided. So give us some mandate so we can serve our Southeast Asian community. So this time, when Prime Minister Harper shows a lot of confidence in cultural communities, and he offered me to join the politics, and I will tell my viewers, politics is a noble profession to be in. And politics is a call from nation. Last 30 years, actually, I am serving various communities. And here they gave me the mandate to serve the Southeast Asian community. Actually, nobody represent this Papino riding, I'll call Park Extension riding, is most of the Southeast Asian communities living in Park Extension area, which include Papino also. So that made me, I want to serve my people. Not only my people, whole Papino riding people. In that, Greek, Italian, Haitian, French Canadian, all complete community I want to serve. But especially my Southeast Asian community. For them, I want to do special things. That's why I joined the politics.
Okay. It's wonderful that you have said that politics is a wonderful profession and a noble profession. Good. And I think that it's your first time that you are contesting an election. How do you feel it and how do you find it?
I feel very excited because this is a special cause for me to do something. Before, I was serving a small bases, small communities everywhere, not only in Montreal, but all over Canada. Even though America, I've been visited already more than 40 cities, North America, Canada. And politics, I find, because we don't need politicians in my riding. My riding, most of the people, almost if I tell you, 55% people, neither they speak English nor French. Their mother tongue is not English or French. And for them, it's very much difficult to understand what issue we are talking. Especially immigration issue, they're very much suffering with that. Papino riding, mostly people are suffering with poverty. And I took this issue because my idol is Mother Teresa, and I thought I should take this matter and take this riding people's voice to parliament, because somebody has to hurt them, because they are suffering. People are sleeping hungry. People don't have food in their fridges. I meet a lot of people, and that made me, I have to do something for my people. Especially, it's not like I have to serve only my Indo-Canadian, because it's a historic moment. First time Indo-Canadian female candidate has been selected from the Conservative Party, and our Indo-Canadian community will always remain grateful to our Prime Minister Harper, because this is the first time. Liberal, last 17 years, personally, I was helping them and I was supporting them. I was strong supporter of Liberal Party, and lack of leadership made me change my mind. And since I find out they are not offering us anything, they are not giving us anything, they took us for granted. They want us to pick up their bags, but they never offer us anything. So here, when Conservative Party offer us a candidacy and prominent member of the community, so it made me very much excited, and I said, let me go for politics, even though I'm not a politician. But guess now I am.
Okay. And so far you have never been a candidate for consularship or for to be the member of National Assembly. How do you take it that you have just jumped into for the membership of the Parliament?
See, tell you the truth, because when you serve 30 years various community, you know what their needs are, what things they are missing, what is the issues with nobody is taking care of them, especially the immigrants. They are asking me a lot of questions, and I thought, true, I have to serve them because nobody is there to explain them what's going on. And since I've been serving this 30 years, so I know their issues. I can take them to Parliament and I can explain those things to them in their own language. Since not only I speak English, I speak Hindi, I speak Punjabi, I speak French, I speak English, and little bit Urdu also, because Indian and Urdu very similar. Writing is different, but speaking is almost similar, same. So for that make me, even though never mind if I didn't go to councillor, city councillor, or I didn't go for provincial elections, but MP, this it's almost for me it's the same thing. But if you serve the community truly, it's not necessary you have to go to city council elections or you have to go to provincial elections. I think MP, it's an honor for me to go into this thing.
And in your riding, there are seasoned politicians whom you are contesting. How do you take it?
Let me share with you this thing also, because Justin Trudeau and Vivian Barbo, both of them, they are seasoned politicians. Mrs. Vivian Barbo, I have a lot of respect for her because she's just like me. I served 30 years my Indo-Canadian community, even though various communities. She also served the Haitian community. So I have respect for her. But 2006, she was in my riding. She has her own agenda. Mr. Trudeau, he was in this riding, Papineau Park Extension riding, 2.5 years. When I asked few people in my riding what he has done, everybody told me he has done nothing. He has his own agenda because last 2 years, 2.5 years serving in member parliament, he wants to become a prime minister. And he's interfering in everybody's business. Like he is representing himself like a Liberal Party leader when he is not. So he is not there for on his own people. He has his own agenda. Vivian Barbo has her own agenda because she wants to separate Quebec from Canada. So for both of them, they are not representing properly Papineau riding, even though Southeast Asian community. Mostly why they don't represent that community, the Southeast Asian community, because in our community, we have most of the people, I told you, they don't speak English, French, and there are refugees there, their immigrants are there. So they consider the votes are not there, so they don't represent them properly. And they don't find out what's going on in our riding people, how they are suffering. I don't know how Mr. Trudeau sleeps when people don't have food in their fridge and he eats and sleep. He never visited to those people. Going 1 or 2 functions or 10 functions doesn't mean anything until you don't find out what difficulty they are going through. They need a worker. They don't need a seasoned politicians. I am a worker. I don't want to represent myself as a politician. I want to work for them. I want to do things for them. I want to remove the poverty in that area. And as so many interviews, I told them, once I elected as a MP, 25% of my salary will go to the poor organizations, where when these new immigrants come to Canada, for them basic things like blankets, utensils, whatever basic things they needed in the beginning, so we can provide them and they can feel comfortable. We can introduce in the communities. We can tell them where to apply for their jobs. So these are the things which I wanted to do for them. For even though other day, when I read the newspaper, Mr. Justin Trudeau is giving issues statements about barbaric. He does not understand. In my riding, lot of people come as refugee, and they've gone through with this forced marriages, it's a confinement, rape, day after day. It's a barbaric. Honor killing, first degree murder in Canada. You can go to jail for that. It is barbaric. Mutilation of the body parts, which is talking, lot of people come from different countries when they are going through with these kind of practices. When they come to Canada, he should not be reminding them those things again and again. So they suffer with those things already. I don't want them, when they come to Canada, they have to suffer again and again with those kind of statements. So he is totally disconnected with his own people. He does not understand what they are going through. And he's talking about this barbaric issue. Whole day he was sitting on Twitter and defending himself. This is this, this is this, this is that. So he does not understand. These three issues which he talk about, these barbaric issues, I don't know where he's talking, and he's totally disconnected. I want him to, if he wants to do something, he must visit his own riding people, first serve his own riding people, then he can think about becoming a Prime Minister of Canada.
Right. And I would like to know for my viewers that on what merits you got the ticket from your party for this election.
What merit? First, you have my biodata. I'm Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Education. I got a few courses in Canada. I learned my French in Canada. And even though 2 years ago, I was a victim of Northwest 253. It's a Al-Qaeda bombing. Plane was bombed, and there was a lot of fire in the plane. And people in that plane, only one Canadian was in that plane. The rest of them, 288 people were Americans or Dutch or different countries people were in that plane. So that time I had almost, if I say I have been given 50 to 100 interviews to different CTV News, CBC News, even though live interviews with CBC television, CTV News, because that time so many media people came to my house to take the interviews from me. Because this terrorist, when they declare Islamic terrorist, it bothers me. Because I have a lot of friends in Canada, where I live, in my residence area, in DDO, I have a lot of friends. Even in Papineau riding, I have a lot of Muslim friends, Sri Lankan friends. Southeast Asian completely, I serve all of them. And whenever they come, whenever they find there is a terrorist did the bombing, they always target the Islam people or Muslim people. When they came to my house to take the interview, I told them, if you really want to discuss something about this terrorist 253 Northwest 253 bombing, you're not going to discuss Islam with me, you're not going to discuss about Muslim people, then I can give you my interview, otherwise I don't want to give you the interview. You can pick up my lot of interviews, last 2 years, you can see I never discuss no Islam, no Muslim brothers, sisters, because I love them, I have a lot of respect for them. And I'm fighting for this. Couple of weeks ago, there was a news, like the 99.0, when the Sikh community, when they got this result, they cannot carry the dagger in the National Assembly, they were very upset. Okay. I don't know which government did it, provincial government or federal government, whoever they did it. It's wrong, because when we can carry this dagger in the parliament, why not we can carry the dagger in the National Assembly also? For that, before giving any solution, they pass the law or they cannot carry. Even though I'm fighting near future, if I become your MP, even though win or lose is not for me, but I'm always there for my people. For Southeast Asian community, I'm always going to be there for them, because sooner or later, if they start putting these restrictions for Sikh people, later on they will start putting restrictions for our Muslim brothers, sisters, not to put hijab, not to put niqab. I'm telling you, these are, when we go for our prayers, we need to respect those things. And we want, like, if they start putting our culture restrictions on us, or our, whatever we are wearing, wherever we are going, if they start putting restrictions on us, we don't want that. Canada is multiculturalism, and multicultural has to be respected, in Quebec especially. And when they don't respect multicultural, when we are learning, we are living in Quebec last 30 years. My kids' name are Sylvain and Christian. And still we are not good enough for them, for Quebec. We are not enough Quebecois for them. That doesn't understand what Mr. Gilles Duceppe want. He wants us to leave the Quebec. We want to remain in Quebec. We want to stay in Quebec, but we want to give us our respect, to give us our free movement, so we can go wherever we want to go. We don't want every time we have to be restricted, don't do this, don't do that. I'm going to fight for all Southeast Asian communities, whatever they want, their rights. I'll take their voice to Parliament, and I'll make sure I can assure them, please, 2nd of May, the voting day, and I want each and every one of person go to the voting booth. Please do vote for Shama Chopra. That's what I'm expecting from them.
Okay. And Madam, as you know that the election is very near, How have been your corner meetings? Are these meetings are encouraging for you?
Yes, I had a lot of meetings. I had a lot of interviews. Sikh community, Nanaksar Gurdwara, there is Ravidas Gurdwara, there is Gujarati temple, there is Hindu Mission temple. I am going to visit soon Friday Muslim mosques also. I am visiting Sri Lankan temple. I have been visited already other small communities like Jyoti Satsang Mandal. I have been visited this Christian Pakistani church also, and I got a lot of support, and I'm giving a lot of interviews and talking to a lot of people, and I'm listening to their problems. Special their issue is immigration, which they are asking me what we can do for them. For that, I'll tell them, because there is a lot of backlog. There's more than 900,000 applications or files are there. It's going to take a longer time to clear up. For that, they have to be patient, and they have to keep their patience. Slowly, we are asking Immigration Minister to do something about that, because it's a very long period for them to reunion the family, to united the family. For that, they have to really, they are waiting long period of time. For that, they have to do something. And even though there is other issues also, one by one, I'll try to take their voice to Parliament and try to ask our minister to solve those problems.
Right. And what do you think that, and how do you take your party in this election? Because your party has been the ruling party. And do you think that they are going to have more seats than before?
I urge all over Canada, even in Montreal, please do bring this government in majority. We need a majority, strong majority government, because if you keep on doing election every 18 months, we are wasting taxpayers' money. We have to think seriously, because understand, all over the world, even the Europe, even US, economy is completely failed. The banks are failed. This economy is not strong for them. In Canada, still we are coming out from the recession, and we're still doing well. So urge all the Canadians, please this time bring this government in for majority, so we can work efficiently and properly.
Okay. And how do you take ethnic communities around you?
Ethnic communities, because they seen my work last 30 years. When I gave my services, I never charged a single cent. Even though I've been to North America, Canada, different 60 cities, and I never charge any cent from them, and they seen my work, and my ethnic community, I have full support, especially my Muslim brothers, my Sri Lankan brothers, my Bangladeshi brothers,